everybody. Welcome to Table Talk with Bill and Tina. Coming to you live every night, right here on Facebook. Bill and Tina Yerkes. They're bringing hot topics to you straight from the kitchen table every night on Facebook. Bill and Tina Yerkes. Here they are. Welcome to their home.
Yes.
That was amazing.
Thank you, Tom Kershall, for our intro tonight. If you checked out our countdown, our warning, how many minutes were left, that was also created by Tom Kershall. So thanks, Tom, for
that was awesome.
hooking us up.
That was so cool.
So we're
my night.
hitting big time now.
I know.
Big time.
That was awesome.
It is Tuesday, March 31st.
Finally, the end of March.
Wow.
I've seen so many memes about how there's like 890 days in the month of March, because that's how it feels.
That's how it felt.
That's how it feels.
Yes, we have a theme song, Joey. Several of our friends mentioned that, and so I dropped the hint to Tom, who is an awesome composer. I dropped the hint.
You didn't drop the hint. You're like, Tom.
We need a theme song. And he came through as suspected, so woohoo! So last night we were with Maddie for Maddie Monday, and we had several people start to ask questions about Tina, and that kind of got us learning about Tina, and then someone brought up the great idea that we should have Tina Tuesday. So we actually didn't have anything else specific planned for tonight, so I think Tina Tuesday is a great idea. So I thought about this this afternoon as I was going through some things of ours, and I came up with some nice little treats that I'd like to share with all of you. And so this is going to be a little bit of a throwback for some of you. You'll be able to relive some of your own years in high school and your own childhood as we go back to the 80s a little bit and learn more about Tina.
Oh no.
So ask away as we go through this time together tonight, where we talk about Tina and ask her some questions about her life. Last night we covered movies, we covered books, I think, we covered musicals. So we could stay away from those topics that we talked about last night. So what you're probably wondering then is, what exactly was it that Tina got herself heavily involved in when she was in school? And so instead of just asking her the question, I thought I would show you all something that might spur a little memory and might help her get right to the conversation.
I don't know if I like Tina Tuesday.
So,
oh my gosh.
We found this in the basement today.
That's my Triton jacket.
Triton cheerleading.
Oh my gosh.
Tell us about that, Tina.
Well, it smells like it's been in storage for 30 plus years.
Look, it says Tina 90. Yeah. Look at that.
Yeah. Proof I'm old. So, yeah, I was a cheerleader at Triton in Washington Township. Grew up in Runnymede. Moved here in Township when I was 16. Oh my gosh. Oh no.
And she said that there were no pictures of her from that time period with the big hair. And I beg to differ. Because if you can see this photo, the two young ladies right in the middle. Now you're in red. Everybody else is in blue. Were you special?
I was a co-captain.
Oh, co-captain.
Yeah.
That's a big deal, right?
With my friend Carrie. We were captains.
Tina and Carrie co-captains.
I think that might have been our freshman year.
Our cameraman will get us a little closer for those of you that need a better look at. That might be too close.
Oh boy.
Tina in her big hair with the cheerleaders. Cheerleading was a big deal when you were in high school, wasn't it?
It was a big deal.
There it is.
Oh my gosh.
And your cheerleading squad actually was serious.
Yeah. In Washington Township, we were number 1 in the state.
Oh, in Washington Township.
Yeah.
So give us a little history then. From Triton to Washington Township, what does that look like?
So, well, I went to Triton for 2 years, and I was on the cheerleading squad there, and they were also great. We did competitions, and we did it was a lot of fun. It was a good chance to be on that team. And then when we moved to Washington Township, during that summer of my sophomore year into junior year, went on to the cheerleading squad in Washington Township, and we, along with the football team that 1 year, we both won number 1 in the state. So we were both. This one has more real time.
Oh, good. That helps.
That helps. This
Yes.
is a little bit behind.
Go Mustangs. So
Yay,
you have
Mustangs.
a lot of, I think you got a lot of alumni out there. Susan Snyder is a Triton alumni.
Yeah, Triton alum.
Sean Clancy
The kid.
is a Triton alum. John Smitherman is joining us, and he wants to know what your favorite key to sing in is.
None.
What is your favorite?
I don't even know. I wouldn't have a clue.
No.
I wouldn't have a clue. So.
No. But she can sing. True. So let's see.
But
what else
thanks
can
for
we
that
have
question, John.
So basically, we each have our own little tub in the basement of things that mean something to us. And so this is a "What in the World Is This" from Tina's tub. Do you know?
I think this was during the pet rock.
Clearly,
Phase?
there was a pet rock phase.
That I think it was supposed to be a boy. But they put gold hair on it and made it a girl. I don't know where this came from. So.
It's a girl with a terribly receding hairline.
Well, there's a lot wrong with this.
Did your pet rock have a name?
I don't recall. If my mom or dad has any clue,
Lies.
I have no idea. But
The key of
What?
life.
pet rock.
Paul says,
You know, we didn't do this
Yeah.
for you, so I'm just
there's
saying.
no such thing as a Bill Tuesday, so
Uh-huh.
there's a reason for that. Let's see, what else? do
Charlie, I miss you,
have?
Charlie. He said the key of life.
we- in our goodie bag, our Tina goodie bag.
Oh no.
Here's another good shot.
All right.
Again, the I don't have any pictures of me with the hair. This is Tina at the ripe old age of 17.
Yeah.
I see it.
Mhm.
I see it.
There was a little bit of big hair.
And
Well, this was more.
this was Tina age 20.
See, glamour shots. If you have your glamour shot picture, go ahead and put it in the comments.
I have
But
several glamour shot pictures of Tina.
well, you're welcome.
I am welcome.
It was all the rage. You had to have a glamour shot in the late 80s, early 90s, right?
There it is. All right, now remember this.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, wait, remember, maybe we could do this to keep it real for people so they can...
I don't know.
Look at
might
that,
be
honey.
off camera.
Looks great.
Yeah, it's off camera.
She could get any channel back then.
What?
Need William Wednesday. All right, Kim. Shh.
Oh, thank you,
I
Kim.
don't think I'm going to be around for that.
That's all right. We can.
Now, here's a look.
Oh, jeez. Hey, that was.
Is this the same Tina?
I don't even know how old I was. I guess that was more middle school. I don't even know.
And tell us who's in this picture with you, Tina.
My sweet little sister Michelle.
Sweet little sister Michelle. And now I'm going to wait. I'm waiting
I'm pretty
for the...
sure that's what we wore for Easter.
Hey.
that year.
Michelle said, hey.
Yeah.
Oh, this is what you wore for Easter.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. I had a choker necklace and everything. I really thought
Ooh.
it was classy stuff.
You were. That's class
Mm-hmm.
right there. When Tina turned 40, which was how many years
A
ago?
few.
When Tina turned 40, Bill,
Can we
I love
take
that you
these
have
down
big
now?
hair pics. No, when Tina turned 40, we had a party for her, and the centerpiece for all the tables were different photos of her. And that's why some of them still look like
You're right out of the...
they're still in the box.
They came from the store this way.
We've slowly... Yeah, it really isn't Tina. We bought this frame brand new. We're just making all this up.
Yeah.
We've actually been slowly taking these out, and
Using the frames.
Sue Ream says, "Am I the only one who recalls Tina meeting Bill for a post-show date wrapped only in a Wait a minute.
Wait, what?
Apparently you are the only one.
Wrapped only in a fur
that-
with nothing underneath.
Sue, that never happened.
What?
This is a family show.
I'm pretty sure.
We have a theme song. Oh, that's not true, everybody. That
Not
never
true.
happened.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
See, you had me going there.
You totally threw them.
Yeah, you did.
Thanks, Sue. Not true, but thank you.
You would have remembered a post-show date that would have been a whole lot cleaner than that. Because one of the first things that, well, we told this story actually last night, that Annie at the Ritz was her first time seeing me in a show.
Yeah.
And actually, the fun story there is, at the time, I was on vacation down the shore, and I was commuting back and forth to the theater for rehearsals. And so we went out, and then I went back to the shore for like a whole week, and she didn't hear from me, and she thought that was it. That apparently that there was no more Bill in her life. But it was just because I was going back to be on vacation.
But
Well,
she failed to tell me.
We eventually got it right, and fake news.
It is fake news.
Oh boy, here we go.
Yeah.
Oklahoma was the next show that she saw me in at the Ritz. All right, I'm having a hard time moving. Put this over there.
Yeah.
So this was Tina and her sister. All right. Now, I want to get serious for a minute.
Oh no.
I want to get serious for a
all
minute.
right.
Okay, we're gonna be serious, and I want you to tell everybody who this guy is.
Aw. So, I don't know, can they see because of the plant? But,
I'll hold it up.
so this is me and my little brother, David, who, he passed away when he was 4. So I was 8 when he passed. And, yeah, he's a special little guy. So that's a very sweet picture, very meaningful to me.
Yes, and his name was David. You said that.
Yeah, David Wesley.
And what was wrong with David?
David was born with an X chromosome disorder, and he suffered all the time while he was alive. They didn't think he was going to live past the age of 2, but he actually started crawling at the age of 2, and he lived to be 4. It's a very rare genetic disorder. We had to be tested before we decided to have children. Because it's passed down from mother to son. Well, it turns out I'm not a carrier, and neither is my mom or my sister. So we don't really know how that all happened. But for 4 years, it was truly an amazing time. Good and bad. But, yeah.
So Tina does have a brother,
Yes.
David. All right, I actually only have one more thing in here. And I don't know if there's much of a story to this
Aw.
little guy.
That is my very first stuffed animal named Bernie. Because
Bernie has, and you didn't name the rock? Come on.
No, but look at Bernie. He's so cute. He's a little beanbag thing. But it was because of Bert and Ernie. So I named him Bernie.
He's a little bit Bert. He's a little bit Ernie.
Now, I wasn't old enough.
That's my Ernie impersonation. Did you catch that? The cameraman's trying not to bust up laughing behind the camera. But that was my little impersonation of
But yeah, my first stuffed animal, Bernie.
Bernie. What is he actually?
I'm guessing he's a leopard or a cheetah.
Oh,
Wrong
oh.
one.
That just got dark in a minute there.
So I don't know. I'm still thrown by your Ernie laugh.
Bernie, isn't he running for president?
You need a mascot, Ernie?
Maybe he should run for president. I'm not sure.
Not the stuffed animal, but he could have a. Anyway.
Yes. Anyway, Tom said new song coming. Oh my goodness. We're good. We're good. So Tina and I met. We went on. Well, we were kind of set up to go on a date together to a wedding. I needed a +1. And a mutual friend of ours, Ruth Ann Duffield, helped make that happen. So our first date really wasn't the wedding. We went to see a movie together first.
Yeah.
The Cutting Edge.
Mm-hmm.
The Cutting Edge. I remembered that.
He didn't remember our anniversary a couple days ago, but he remembers the movie we went to see. But anyway, continue, Bill.
So I did not make a very good first impression. I'm going to be honest, right?
Correct.
And Tina will tell you that part of the story because she tells it best.
Well, it was one of those, we're going to go see a movie. And I said, okay. So he pulled up in the driveway and waited in the car. Well, my dad was standing in the lobby,
The lobby.
foyer.
You have
The
a big
foyer.
house.
We had a really big house, no.
Yeah,
The
but
foyer, waiting for Bill to come in, which he did not do. So I was just like, I'll just go out. So we went out. I went out. We got in the car. We went to see the movie, and then he brought me right home. And when you go to a movie as your first date, there's not really a chance to talk or get to know each other. So we both were like, eh. Plus the movie was just, eh.
However, Carrie Leonard said we love The Cutting Edge. So apparently
It
there's
doesn't hold a fondness in me, probably because of that, Bill.
Bill. Well, I mean, the next time I saw you, you showed up with just the fur. So,
No, I did not. My parents, your parents are watching this. Our kids are watching.
You're right. That
Did
never
not
happened.
happen.
That was just a joke. Thanks, Sue, for bringing drama to our evening chat. So we did go to the wedding, and so come on,
Can
tell
I move
everybody.
these now?
Tell everybody. No, they're decor for the night. Tell everybody, what was it at the wedding that made you say, this is the guy for me?
So
He's the one. He's a keeper.
we had some time in between the actual ceremony and the reception. So what really started that process was we got to actually talk. So we had a couple hours. We walked around the waterfront in Gloucester, talked, got to know each other.
We're to take all of your first dates.
And plus he sang at the wedding. So already that was like, this is kind of cool. But then at the wedding, he decided on the dance floor he was going to take his necktie off and put it around his head so that the knot was here and hanging down, and he danced, and that kind of nuttiness.
That's it, guys. If you're looking for the magic formula, there it is.
Knew he had a sense of humor.
And if any of the Saracinos are watching, I think I learned that move from Pat Saracino. Many times I've witnessed Pat wearing his tie around his head. See? Bill Weingartner even said that the waterfront is so romantic.
I don't know if he's joking or
No.
it was actually a nice day.
But it
anyway.
was. And we had our ups and downs through that time. But then the kicker for me was I really didn't think anything was going to come of it. To be honest with you, one of the reasons why I was such a jerk in the beginning, and I wasn't a very good gentleman coming to the door and just dropping her off, because I had been in and out of several relationships, and I didn't think that this was going to evolve into anything. And so that's why, not to make any excuses for my behavior, I was wrong. But one Sunday I was playing the piano in church, and I was kind of finishing up, and I kept looking down the aisle, and I realized Tina was waiting for me. I was like, wow, Tina's waiting for me. And so, after the service was over, I walked to the back, and she was waiting for me to show me her new car. And so she took
So
me out
cute.
to the parking lot to show me her new blue.
Ford Probe,
Ford
1990
Probe.
Ford Probe. Had the little lights that popped up. It was
Yeah, it was cool.
a cute little car.
And so that was kind of the beginning of of it all.
Yeah.
And so then, fast forward to our engagement when I asked you to marry me on the radio.
Yeah. After he stalked me,
I stalked her at her job at
the Olive Garden.
the Olive Garden. Couldn't remember which job it was. And then I followed her home. The reason why I had to do that is because I had it all set up with the radio station. I had to call and record the proposal, and then I had to be at her house for when they played the proposal back.
And because it was so late at night, the program that night on the radio station was called Between the Sheets.
And we're back. That was
This just makes me laugh.
post fur.
Stop! With the fur! Oh my gosh. We're gonna lose people soon.
Yes, we are. So romantic. Again, Bill. See? All these things. All right, so
Yes.
Olive Garden. Where did you work after the Olive Garden?
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the Pine Factory.
It was the Pine Factory.
Yeah.
And our children are asking us to keep it PG. It's Sue Ream who took us to
That
PG-13.
was not our fault.
Pine Factory. While she was working at the Pine Factory, she employed her fiancé,
It was terrible.
who was a terrible salesman, and won our honeymoon.
I won't. No, you make it sound like you won the honeymoon.
No,
I won our honeymoon.
She won the honeymoon.
Yeah, the mall had a program going on, a contest for all the little stores to increase your overall percent budget or your sales from the previous year. And my little Pine Factory store knocked it out of the park.
We're getting all these people who remember Between the Sheets.
Right?
What was the station? 104?
104.5?
I think it was 104 or something. Yeah. Between the Sheets. Anywho. Pine Factory. So from Pine Factory, she went on to
Ethan Allen.
Ethan Allen. From Ethan Allen to
Oh wait, no, Piccadilly Circus was in between.
Piccadilly Circus.
Was in between the Pine Factory and Ethan Allen, and then Ethan Allen, I worked there for 2 different ones. Why are we doing this?
So
I was trying to be a stay-at-home mom after September
did.
11th,
and then what
and
happened?
then I went to the Ritz.
To the Ritz.
We're not really
And
running
then from
down.
the Ritz we went to
The Battleship,
The
New,
Battleship.
New Jersey.
from the Battleship to
South Jersey Tourism.
tourism.
This is not
From
fun.
there to
No, it wasn't. The Seaport. The Philadelphia. No, Women of Faith.
oh,
I was out of work because the governor cut the tourism budget that year. So I actually worked for Women of Faith for a couple months as a seasonal employee. And from there, it was the Philadelphia Belle Riverboat.
Jim Van Meter started his job in 1988. Same job? You've been there since 1988?
I don't even know what that means.
That's really
Jim.
impressive.
That's awesome. Good.
That was
for
my
you.
first year in college.
I don't know how many jobs.
Oh, I shouldn't have said that. People will do the math.
Oh, we're gonna do.
That was
some
my
math.
second year in college.
We're gonna do.
All right,
some math.
so basically, if you need Italian food, you need furniture, you need a trip, you want to go to a museum,
Right.
you need marketing, you need Tina's the person to call. When in doubt, call Tina. She probably knows how to direct you. Oh, Jim, I was 2. People love it when people say things like that. So here we are, Tina.
Okay.
Is there anything? Is there anything we've missed for Tina Tuesday before we wrap things up for tonight?
Oh my goodness.
I think we covered a lot of
I
territory.
think we did. I think we're.
We went in directions we hadn't planned on going.
I didn't plan on any of it.
some of the things that were brought up, and Margie has been at hers since 1990.
Since I look
Joey
like
Quayle
that.
started his in 1989. Joey is another one of our front lines employees. Joey works
Yes.
at the post office.
And I loved your last video.
Yes, Joey shows some great videos about some awesome stories.
Hi, Bill Flaherty.
Hi, Bill Flaherty. All great stories that Joey has with customers. Many great customer stories, as you can well imagine. And we're not discussing the fur any longer, Bill Weingartner. This whole thing got me thinking about bring it full circle. Seasons of life. And, when we think about some of the times that we've been through since we've been together, since we've been married, since we've had kids, some of the moments that were scary, some of the moments where we really struggled, we can look back on those times now and be grateful for where we are today. And it's interesting that I actually happened to come across a quote that I want to share with you. The author is unknown, but the quote is, "Whenever you find yourself doubting how far you can go, just remember how far you have come. Remember everything you have faced, all the battles you have won, and all the fears you have overcome." And I think those are great words for us at a time like this, when we look at all that we have, and some days are tough, some days are just a challenge to get through, and we think about the things that we have and the things that we've been through in the past, and we got to believe that we are in a season of life that will also pass at some point.
At some point, we will get to leave our houses.
Yes, well, yep. So we want to thank you all once again for joining us tonight. We hope that we brought you some laughter. We hope we brought you some things to talk about.
You're
It's
welcome.
an expense. Once again, we want to thank our theme song writer, Tom Kershall, for his help. We're still working on what's going to come up the rest of the week. We know, basically all we know for sure is Thursday night is girls' night. I will not be at the table. It will just be girls. And so the guys will probably counter that at some point too. And I actually just got a suggestion here. Many of you know that I'm assistant pastor at our local church. And on Tuesday mornings at 6:30 and on Thursday evening... Sorry, not 6:30. On Tuesday mornings at 8:30, on Thursday evenings at 6:30, on our church's website, I offer a time of prayer.
Our church's Facebook page.
Our Facebook page. That's why. See how we make a great team, don't we?
We do.
Every Tuesday is Tina Tuesday.
Oh my God.
So, and Shannon, I know Shannon, I'm right there with you. Hopefully my daughter saw that. Thank you all for joining us. And so from the Yerkes house to your home, good night.
Bye.